All right, guys, today we're going to be writing our rebuttal paragraph out, just like we did yesterday with the argument paragraph. Whatever I type on here, you are going to write on your minimum wage packet on the line pages. You can write right underneath the argument paragraph. It is a new paragraph, though, so you want to make sure that you indent. Just like we did with argument paragraph as well, we're going to use our outline as our guide. So if I look at my rebuttal paragraph outline, I have my oppositions, topics, ends written out already. So I'm going to use a contrast transition, and I forgot that I will post a transition sheet on Classroom so that you can reference that when writing your argument paragraph and rebuttal paragraph. So the transition I'm going to use to start my rebuttal paragraph is on the other hand. And then I'm going to talk about who my opposition is. So my opposition is people who are against the idea of increasing the minimum wage. That is my opposition's topic sentence. So I'm going to actually take it straight from the outline here, and I'm going to type the same thing onto my rebuttal paragraph. Again, I'm going to indent. So on the other hand, many oppose the idea of increasing the minimum wage. So remember, our opposes, they're against it. They don't think we should increase the minimum wage. Okay, now we need to give an example of why they think that. So this is my OPS. Again, it's one sentence as well. So they believe it's hard for the businesses, especially small businesses. So I'm going to take this idea again, and I'm going to write it into one sentence as my opposition's primary support. Those opposed argue that raising the minimum wage would be hard on businesses, especially small businesses. Okay, now I'm going to just quickly give one example of a person who feels this way. So, from my article, and I haven't mentioned this article yet, so I need to use his whole name, Dan Danner, author of Increasing the Minimum Wage is Unnecessary, states that businesses would have to balance out the increase by cutting other areas. And that is all we're going to talk about our opposition. This was page 7. And again, I don't put quotation marks on there because I paraphrased what Dan Danner said. But again, it's not my idea, so I still need to give credit to it. I am not writing commentary here because I do not want to make a point about the opposition's viewpoints. I just am telling you what the opposition's viewpoint is. That is all I'm talking about, the opposition. Now I need to prove that opposition wrong by giving another one, going back to my viewpoint and giving another reason why I think my viewpoint is the right viewpoint. So remember, my viewpoint is that we should increase the minimum wage. So I'm going back to that point in my rebuttal statement. Okay, so if I look at my rebuttal statement, I believe that we should raise minimum wages because most corporations can afford it. So I'm going to start there with that idea that most corporations or businesses can afford it. So I'm going to use another transition. However, Danner and others like him are wrong because corporations can afford the increase. So now I'm going to look at my rebuttal secondary support is Hall, paragraph 2. So I'm going to go back in my article, find what I was looking for there, Hall, paragraph 2. This is where he says corporation profits are soaring. So I've somewhere in my essay, I've already given credit to Hall, so all I need to do is use his last name. Hall states corporate profits are soaring. Close my quotes, parentheses, page 6, close the parentheses, period. Okay. Now I need my commentary. And I'm going to do an inferred example, something like a Walmart. So, for instance, a company like Walmart is making plenty of money. Many of their employees are probably minimum wage workers. Walmart is making enough to increase these employees' salaries. Sure, their profits may not be quite as high, but their employees will be taken care of. Okay, then we're going to have one more RS. So this idea that it would benefit the economy. So increasing the minimum wage will also benefit the economy. Okay, and then again, Hall talked about people putting more money back in. They have more money, so they're going to be spending it. Hall believes that giving more money to workers who are struggling will mean they have more money to spend. Again, that is page 6. Oops. Close my parentheses. Again, I paraphrase that, so I didn't need quotation marks, but I still need to give credit to the author. Okay. Companies may even see an upturn in their profits. So this is a inferred prediction because more people have more money to spend. A parent, so an inferred example, who couldn't buy new school clothes for their student or for their child may just have enough with the increase to may have enough, to do that with a minimum wage increase. Okay, and then we're on our concluding sentence. So without a doubt, another transition. Minimum wage should be increased to improve society. Okay, so this is our rebuttal paragraph. See, I have a couple minutes on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that you see the parts. So our first part here, again, is the OPS. It's OTS. It's one sentence. Yours can look very similar to the one I have here. The next sentence is the OPS. And then we have the OSS. Notice no commentary with the OSS. Then that's all we're talking about my opposition. I'm going back to my viewpoint with my rebuttal statement. Then I have my rebuttal secondary support. Okay, and with my commentary, which is an inferred prediction. An inferred example. Okay, and then I have, again, another RSS. So increasing the minimum wage will benefit the economy. Another RS. Then we have another RSS with that commentary. And then we have our last sentence, a concluding sentence. Okay, so those are the parts of the rebuttal paragraph. You should have this written on your minimum wage, in your minimum wage package, on the line sheets, just like we did for the argument packet. When you walk into class on Monday, you need to have both the argument paragraph and the rebuttal paragraph written out so that I can check them, okay, and we can move on. So make sure that you get these done. Be good for the sub. See you all Monday.